Hello Kaiju fans, welcome back to the Kaiju World Order. My name is MM, and over this weekend, it was San Diego Comic-Con and I believe Wonderfest in Japan, so we've gotten a lot of new reveals when it comes to figures and merchandise for Godzilla and all the other giant monsters from around the world, and we're going to get into that real quick. But before I do, I just want to say one thing regarding Comic-Con. Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider is that's second place casting. It should have been Norman Reedus. Perfect Ghost Rider. He wanted to do the role, and now it's Ryan Gosling. Whatever. Anyway, so going into all the new Godzilla and Kaiju stuff, I'm actually going to go back even further than before this weekend and bring up the monster arts. Godzilla Evangelion figure, the hybrid monster, whatever they call it, the type unit, Eva type unit G, whatever. It looks good for what it is as diffusion. You either like the idea of Godzilla and Eva 01 merged together, or you don't. I'm kind of indifferent on it. I'm not a huge fan of Eva designs in general. I prefer my robots to be a bit more big and bulky. But I do think this looks pretty cool for what it is. I'm not going to get it. I do have a feeling that the joints, especially in the limbs, look like they are going to become really loose, really quick. I will not be surprised to see these things being posed on shelves and then either knees giving way or the figures themselves just falling entirely. Maybe I'll be wrong, I don't know. As I said, I don't plan on getting it. But if you are a Godzilla fan and also an Eva fan, this figure will be right up your alley. If they do a beast form of the Form 2 fusion, you know, the red one, might pick that one up. I actually do kind of like that fusion more so than the 01. 02 is just a better robot in general anyway, so yeah. And going into Haya, this stuff we actually did just see relatively recently. Mecha King Ghidorah, battle damage, taking a page right out of Monster Arts. This is another very easy skip for me. I have just recently gotten the regular King Ghidorah. You can actually see it in the back over there in front of the TV. It's a cool figure, but I have enough King Ghidorahs, or I have enough Mecha King Ghidorahs, I should say, and it doesn't really offer anything that the Monster Arts doesn't, that I also already have. Unless you count the triple beam, the gravity beam effect that shoots from the center mechanical head. That's the first time we're getting an accessory for that beam, but I can't really justify buying this release just for that beam. If you don't have a Monster Arts Mecha King Ghidorah, yeah, I would definitely recommend this, but I don't know. That's just me, though. And Haya also shown off at the convention, Godzilla Ultima. This is definitely where more of my attention's on for Haya. Having Godzilla Ultima from this company so long after Singular Point, and I'm still hopeful for season 2. I know it's not going to happen, but anything to show Toho and Bandai and the powers that be that there is support for Singular Point and the fans do want it. Hopefully we see more figures that can go with it, and I don't just mean Jet Jaguar. As much as I really don't care for Rodan, I would actually like to have a Rodan and an Anguirus and a Amanda to go with it. Hell, I'd even get those Kumangas, whatever. But the number one thing that has to come with a Godzilla Ultima from Haya is a Salunga. I cannot believe we never got one of them from Monster Arts. The one original monster that blew that series out of the water. Salunga should have an articulated figure, and I will die on that hill. And over at Wonderfest, CCP had quite a showing of upcoming sculpts, and they are just non-stop now. We are getting, well, Netflix trilogy Godzilla stuff, so Godzilla Phileas, Godzilla Earth, Void Ghidorah, they're all getting new CCP figures. I'll be getting the special colorway ones. There's a really cool looking, like, poster variant of the Godzilla Earth with the like natural orange brown colors. But then we're also going to be getting an Atomic Blast version one, and I'm sure also glow-in-the-dark versions. They've shown off new, I don't even know what to call them. I believe it's middle size stylus series or something like that. It's MSS. When I first saw it, I thought it was the Movie Monster series. They've already done a Hedra one, but now they're going to be doing Godzilla 54 and a couple other things, a Shin Godzilla. They look pretty cool, but I'm going to be waiting for actual colorways before my hype really gets up there. As of now, the only ones that are really exciting me for these new CCPs are actually the Netflix Godzilla Trilogy ones. Just like Ultima from Haya, I cannot believe we are getting merchandise for the Netflix trilogy this far out. Not to mention, unlike SP, those anime trilogy movies suck. I know they have fans. I know there's some people out there that like, oh man, alright, I'm sorry if you got offended by me saying that, but I believe there's only maybe 1 or 2 people out there besides myself that get a kick out of the little mini figure chibi figures that come out in Japan in usually blind boxes. They're pretty cheap. What I got here is just a Godzilla Eva one, and the reason I'm bringing that up right now is because they showing off a whole bunch more of these. So I don't have every set that comes out. I don't buy every set of these. I usually just find the ones that I kind of like. For example, I got the Godzilla Eva set specifically because I did want something of that crossover in my collection. The same way I wanted something from the Power Ranger one, and the Sonic one, and the Turtle one. So when they'd shown a little set of these, had to get it. And the reason I'm bringing that up now is because this new set is going to have this new wave is going to have a set based on Godzilla X Digimon. I know nothing of Digimon characters, I just know there's a little orange dinosaur thing, and eventually everything either turns into a giant robot or seems to turn into a giant lady. I don't know. Again, I don't watch Digimon. I was more of a Pokemon kid growing up. But these things do look pretty cool, and as for the other ones, you can see a little Gorosaurus. I believe that is a new sculpt. There's a Megaguirus one at the very top. I want that one. So, yeah, that's just why I'm bringing that up. They look pretty nice, and if you do like these things, check them out. They give me some nostalgia for happier times in fandom. And now, lastly, we're getting to Super 7. Super 7 often has a good showing at these conventions, and this year was no different. Of course, we got our new convention-exclusive glowies, Mechagodzilla and Godzilla 89. There was a new Godzilla tricycle. I have not picked one of them up yet. I do want one. I'm just waiting for a glowy one. I keep saying it. This is the second year now that I'm skipping on it. Just give me a glow-in-the-dark one, and I would actually pick one of these up. I know some people look at these like, what in the blue hell, and why would you even want a Godzilla riding a tricycle? And I'm not going to get into the history and everything of those figures and what this is based on and how far back they go. But what I will say is, if I need to explain to you why a collector wants anything, chances are you just won't get it regardless. You're not going to understand. So you either understand why I like a Godzilla on a tricycle or you don't. But I do want a glow-in-the-dark one. I have an idea where I want to put it and everything, just waiting for it. But then something else dropped, and it wasn't official. They were posted on the Kaiju Hug Box, and that is a series of shots of the upcoming Shin Godzilla from Super 7, and it did not look very good. I've said it before that this company should stop trying to focus on figures that are 1-per-1 with the movies. Minus Godzilla came out okay, because it had the 3D models. I don't know if the Shin Godzilla here also uses a 3D model or not, but it just does not look nearly as good as the minus, and a part of that is because I believe just the way these toys work is that it's losing a lot of the texture just in the molding process. And add on to that, the coloration of this one version, or this one copy I should say, has this sickly brown color to it. Yeah, it looks like shit, like legit shit. I don't mean that as, oh, the figure looks bad. No, the coloration literally looks like shit. Now, my favorite Geico Gecko for Super 7, Kaiju Canuck, was at Comic-Con and did show some pictures off afterward, showing that, no, that was just a one-off. He doesn't even know what's going on with that one sample or that one thing. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised to find out it was a bootleg or some sort of custom or something, but that is not what the figure is supposed to look like. And you can say what you want about Kaiju Canuck. God knows I say it to him all the time. He's just a filthy Canadian. But he does know what in the blue hell he's talking about when it comes to Super 7 releases, when it comes to Haya releases. I don't agree with everything he's said and all the times he's defended some of the stuff, and we've butted heads. But when it comes to actually information on what we're going to get and what we're going to see, and if this is actually what the figure looks like or not, the dude is usually on point. So I have zero doubts that he's right, that this is not what the final one will look like in hand. I'm not going to be picking it up regardless because I'm just over Shin Godzilla figures like this. However, just seeing that does make me hope we get some cool repaints, such as a green poster art 54, but on Shin Godzilla. Yes, I know they got a 54 coming out also, which would make more sense to do that for. However, I just think it would be kind of cool to see Shin Godzilla rock that color, and I would be open for it. If not something like that, maybe a traditional charcoal black, blue spines, or something like the minus Godzilla with glow-in-the-dark blue spines, however it would work. I don't think it would take much to make the sculpt itself work, even if it doesn't have the poop colors of that one. Just give it something to look better than it already does. And just trying to get away from, oh, we're trying to just replicate what it looks like in the movie, they can get away from that. And speaking of actually doing cool repaints, they have actually started doing some for their Super Kaiju line. This is a line that I had zero interest in, but now they're doing a translucent pinkish Godzilla Final Wars. I like the coloration. It's relatively affordable. If they do something like, say, a translucent purple Space Godzilla, I know Canuck said he was going to be talking to them and making a request for that also. I just want to throw in, please put black crystals on translucent Space Godzilla. Maybe put some black glitter in it also, or just call it Cosmic Nightmare. There's so much fun stuff they could do with even the figures in this lineup they got. I keep saying do a camo colored Mechagodzilla in legit, like, United States Army camo colors, or Navy, or Air Force, whatever. You can literally do one of every branch. They would sell. I can guarantee you, if the pink Godzilla is selling, which is, from what I'm understanding, it is, that other stuff would also sell. Say nothing about Ultimates Bacon and Super Godzilla though, which I am still always going to be pushing for Super 7, and I will die a happy man if we ever get them. And really, Kaiju fans, that's it. There's been some other stuff. Actually, no, wait, one more. Super Godzilla X Plus. Yeah, it looks nothing like the prototype, and all I can say is it looks like the shark from Strange Wilderness. Yeah, and now we're done. Alright, Kaiju fans, peace out, and Minya, take it away.
Godzilla says you should like and subscribe.